Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of Swan TV. Delighted today to be joined by a fairly big Indigo Swan fan, which is nice. This gentleman has been great at engaging with our content over the last few years, which has been wonderful. And I'm very intrigued to learn more about him myself. And hopefully you guys watching this as well are. So I'm delighted to be joined by Tyler Harrison of Liquid 11. Tyler, good morning.
Good morning, James. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Do you want to sort of maybe just give us a quick intro into what you're doing at Liquid 11 and how things have maybe been for you over the last few months since the dreaded lockdown, so to speak?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Tyler. So I'm currently working for Liquid 11. Liquid 11 is a telecoms provider, and there are a group of companies. Within that, you've got various brands. The brand that I spend the majority of my time working on is a brand called Pocket Receptionist, which is it's a call answering service. We work with hundreds of businesses across the country, and we're sort of their first line of defence, if you like. So if they're busy, we pick up the call. But in terms of the last few months, it's been it's been challenging, certainly. As you know, I started this role during lockdown.
You did.
So that was quite a challenge. But no, it's great. You know, I'm quite feel like I'm quite a positive person, so always looking at the positives. And whilst this year hasn't really gone to plan, buzzing for the remainder of the year, and of course loads to look forward to for next year as well. So it's all good.
Absolutely, mate. I love it. I'm bringing the positivity. That's what I like. But you said it was challenging, and I imagine it was. To be fair, what were the main challenges around, I suppose, getting yourself into a new job during the last 4 months when we've been on lockdown, COVID-19, etc.? What would you say have been your main challenges during that time?
Well, I think it was difficult, firstly, because there wasn't a huge amount of jobs around. There was, when I was looking in sort of March, April time, it was really the height of the lockdown, and there was just a really big feeling of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Kind of worry, if I accept a new role, what if that company goes under as well. A lot of uncertainty, and doing a lot of virtual interviews and stuff like that. That was all very new to me. I'd never really done that before.
I was going to say, that is different.
Yeah, but you know what? I actually really enjoyed it, and I did this really silly thing. People will laugh at this. If you have a job interview, you've got all your notes and stuff. Yeah. But I just had loads of stuff stuck around my screen. That was kind of
amazing.
So it was brilliant. I felt like I could be super prepared and have all my information there. So it was a new experience, but really enjoyed it.
Good. And how's the onboarding been at Liquid 11? I suppose was that just before, or were you actually onboarded during this time as well?
Yeah, so I was onboarded. So I actually started this role right at the beginning of May.
Yeah.
And actually, Liquid 11, they've been doing a lot of work with the NHS. So everyone's been classed as key workers. So actually, they've been in the office all throughout COVID. So whilst the onboarding wasn't remote, it was all at a distance. So we had a lot of Zoom calls. We used Microsoft Teams quite a lot, and that was it's really different to what I've experienced before. Because I think when you start a new role, you have a lot, you have the sort of general nerves. Where do I park? Where's the kitchen? All that.
The important questions.
Exactly.
Questions.
Meeting the team and stuff. But then I had this other anxiety, and it was like, can I touch the door handles? Should I wear gloves? Do we wear masks at our desks? It was just completely new to me. And I can remember my first day coming in and sitting in my car and just feeling really kind of, because I hadn't been out of the house for the best part of 2 months.
Yeah.
And to suddenly come into a building, it was almost like being born again. It sounds silly, but it was just like,
I can imagine. Yeah.
Just getting in the car and driving somewhere. I hadn't done that for such a long time. So it was all different, but the team here have been fantastic. As I say, everything's been at a distance. We've had to follow following all the guidelines, but they were really welcoming. Our hands are all so dry from all the hand sanitizer, but everyone's safe, everyone's well, and yeah, it's been brilliant.
Well, it sounds very positive, and like I say, I may well come to you for some tips when we reopen at Swan headquarters in September, because that's the plan at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think there's some people itching to get back to a level of normality. But yeah, that's good. And like I say, it sounds like, you know, Liquid 11 have done all the right things, kept you safe, and it's nice, I suppose, that you've been able to continue on a level of normality by having somewhere to go every day during this time.
Yeah, I really missed it. You know, like the kind of being around people, and yeah, I think I personally really enjoyed that environment. And whilst it's not the same at the moment because we're so spaced out and stuff, it's nice to kind of hear voices and speak to people. So yeah, I'm really happy that we're coming into the office, and also having been like with my previous role and whatever, and kind of I feel like I've got this appreciation now of coming into the office. Like, so some of my friends who I've spoken to who have kind of maybe not been on furlough at all and stuff throughout COVID, and some of them said to me, oh, you know, wish maybe we had some furlough time. But it's like, actually, I've been through that, and I found it quite difficult being at home, you know, just for my mental health and stuff. It's just difficult, you know, sort of staying indoors. So yeah, for me, being in the office, being around people, I'm really pleased, although it is all at distance.
That's good, mate. That's good. It's difficult, like you say. Yeah, lockdown has been difficult for a lot of people. You know, not having that human interaction, not seeing people, not doing anything, like you said, not leaving your house for like what, 2 months. You know, that's a long time in it, and I think people, you know, are itching for that level of normality or whatever that looks like now. And like I say, it was great for you that you could get a job in May and you could just get on with it straight away, and those precautions were in place and stuff like that, which is fantastic. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's shout out to Matt Rayner, really, who my manager, because I found this opportunity through LinkedIn. And we used to work together a few years ago, and we sort of struck up a conversation and stuff. But it's definitely shown me like the power of LinkedIn. It's I know it's a platform that you guys use.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's it's definitely shown me the power of using it, because it's a great resource.
It is, absolutely, and you know, and I think things like that have come to the front now, haven't they, keeping people connected. I think there's a lot of negativity around social media, things like that, but if we're talking specifically about LinkedIn, I think from a business community point of view, and then just a community of Norfolkers point of view, you know, LinkedIn and being able to connect with lots of different businesses during this difficult time is, you know, for me, I've said it a few times now, it's probably, lockdown has enhanced our culture. That's one side of it, but on the second side, it's probably allowed us to be more connected to more different people within the local business community than we ever have been before. You know, we've never done video before, so, you know, this is new for us. So, but it's great because, you know, it's allowing us to try different things that maybe historically we wouldn't have had the time to do before, which is great as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, you got a side hustle, haven't you? You got a little side hustle of yours, which is a magician.
Yeah.
So I suppose talk to me about that. How long you've been doing it? How you've been impacted by this, and any plans you've got for the future. Be good to hear about that as well.
Yeah, of course. So I first got into magic through my dad, really. So he used to mess around and show me card tricks and stuff. And I think I remember getting a magic set when I was younger.
Yeah.
Kind of, I was like hooked on that. And I think most children will probably get to an age where the magic set will go in the bin, or they'll sell it at a car boot sale. But for me, I just kept on learning stuff. I had a group of friends at school. We used to do magic in the playground to the teachers and stuff. And it turned from a hobby into a little side hustle. I started doing events. I was working in restaurants, doing table magic, and then it progressed into weddings and corporate stuff. So now it's very much the weddings and corporate stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously my diary's been wiped out, unfortunately, with what's happened. But the good news is the events haven't cancelled; they've just postponed to next year. So next year, is going to be a good one. But yeah, I've got a lot of friends in the industry that do this full time, and they've been massively affected.
Yeah, I bet.
Even outside of magicians, you know, you've got anything within entertainment, you know, photographers, videographers, makeup artists. It's a really, really difficult time. But the good news is next year is going to be amazing.
Bumper year.
Yeah, absolutely. From what I'm hearing, wedding venues are absolutely stacked out. There's going to be weddings and events pretty much every day of the year next year. You know, it's going to be really good. So, and I think for me moving forward, it's just about it's about adapting what I do. So I specialize in like the close-up magic. So it's very much close quarters, group of people around you kind of thing. And it's just adapting that, and it's just maybe doing things that are that can be done at a distance. So looking forward to the next time I can be out doing my thing and showcasing some of this new stuff.
Amazing, mate. And how's magic? I suppose how's magic helped you? Do you know what I mean? It's like you obviously got into it, like you said, when you were younger for your dad, and then you continued it on. When normally, yes, probably myself, I probably sold mine at a boot fair, to be fair. But you know, you kept with it and stuff like that. How did it help you as a person, like with your confidence and things like that? As it helps you in that sort of way?
Oh yeah, massively. If I think back to before magic became a hobby, I was really quite a shy person, and I still am to some degree, but I feel like magic has helped me to open up a lot more, and confidence definitely. I think it's great, you know, for anyone out there who's maybe looking for ways to perhaps improve their confidence or their sort of public speaking and stuff. I think magic's great because you're constantly talking to large groups of people. So yeah, for me, it's been fantastic. It's definitely helped with character development and stuff like that. So it's been really good.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's like, to be fair, I was quite a shy kid. People don't believe me when I say that, but I was quite a shy kid, and I got into like amateur dramatics and school plays and stuff like that, and that helped me massively with my confidence. And again, much like you said with magic, if I hadn't found that and I hadn't done that, then I don't know what I'd be doing. I probably wouldn't be doing this job now if I'm honest with you.
No.
So I don't think so. I don't think I would have ever got out of that rut of like being quite shy. And I think your point there about, you know, it does help, and I think it's really important if people can find that outlet when they're younger. That is going to allow them to, you know, grow in confidence in some way. But, you know, a lot of people have it through sport. But, you know, there's also, if you're not necessarily gifted at sport, which I wasn't, you know, there's other options, isn't there? Like whether it be acting or doing magic or something that just puts you out there front and centre and makes you almost have to grow in your confidence. I think it's quite an important thing to people to look for when they're younger.
Yeah, definitely. And magic's something you can get into pretty easily these days, particularly with things like YouTube. You know, you can do a quick search, you know, and you can learn things pretty quickly. So it's really easily accessible, and it's you kind of get that. I think what gets a lot of people with it is when you learn something and then you show someone magic that you've learned, and you kind of get that instant reaction. It makes you want to learn more. And I think maybe when I was younger, I kind of craved that kind of reaction a little bit. Not so much that I craved attention. I don't know what it was really. I just think that I just being really shy. It was my almost like acceptance. I know we're getting a little bit deep.
Yeah, no, that's it. Do you know what? It's a very valid point. Valid point.
Yeah, that's probably what it was for me. But yeah, no, it's great. It's great fun, and it's great to be part of so many really cool events, and you know, to be invited along to people's wedding days. You know, it's amazing to sort of be part of that and share the day with them.
Once you have that attention, Tyler, that's it, mate. It's all over, isn't it? You're just gonna have to keep getting it. It's like that's it now.
It's funny, like sometimes you try and leave, like you've done, because most couples, they'll book me for like an hour or 2 hours, and then you know you've done your bit, and then sort of they've got other stuff going on. You leave, and you know people coming over, I'll do one more, and it's they love it. It's all fun.
I'll stay all night. It's fine.
Yeah.
Amazing, mate. So I've asked you to bring 3 items in. So we're doing 3 items of different colours to sort of celebrate the essential workers, the NHS, etc. Colours of rainbow. So what I like is I'll come to you for your first item. Just let us know what it is and any significance behind it, and obviously the colour would be great as well.
Of course. So item number one is this. So the colour's yellow.
What is this?
This is a jar of chipotle chili paste.
Nice.
So the significance with this really is that I feel like I haven't always loved cooking. I feel like in the last year and a half, I've really enjoyed cooking.
Yeah.
And I'm no expert by any means, you know, I'm only cooking very basic stuff, but I just really enjoy it. And particularly during lockdown, I found that, I just really enjoy making new stuff and challenging myself. Again, we're not talking, you know, Gordon Ramsay here, but
don't play it down. Big it up.
Yeah, just really enjoy it, and I find it quite lethargic in a weird kind of way, like chopping them onions, mate. Glass of wine on the go, music on.
Love it.
It's good time.
I mean, yeah, I'm in agreement. I find it very therapeutic, and I always say that cooking is I cook all the meals for myself and my wife, and she does sometimes. She'll kill me if she sees this, but she does sometimes. But I do most. But I find that that's my time. That's my time just to chill out at the end of the day, and I enjoy it. Some meals will take half an hour, some will take an hour or so, but at the same time, however long it takes, it's just that little bit of time, isn't it? That you, like you said, you can be quite therapeutic with it. It's peaceful, and you're just doing something.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, really enjoyed it, and I've subscribed to this little food magazine, and I get it every month, and I like cut out my favourite recipe. I've got a little recipe book and all this.
Love
so yeah,
it,
I really love it.
What's the favourite recipe you've made during lockdown?
I've got to say, I really enjoy making curries.
Yeah.
And because I had my 30th birthday during lockdown, and I got a little food processor.
Yeah.
So I've been experimenting with making my own like curry pastes and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, still a lot of refinement needed on some of my recipes there, but yeah, curry.
Good. Hot ones or?
Yeah, not too hot, but just a little.
But you need a bit, don't you? You need a bit. Good
That's
stuff. Love it, mate. That's a great one. Second item?
Second item would have to be, and actually, I don't know what this item's called, so you might have to help me out.
Oh, here we go. If I don't know, we'll get the viewers to comment when we put it out.
I'm going to call it the clicky ball thing. This is what it is. The colour's green.
I used to have one of them when I was younger.
So you obviously give it one of them, and the ball comes out. Don't know what it's
mate, I haven't seen one of them. I haven't seen one of them for years.
Oh, they're brilliant. So the reason I brought this in is because I feel like the weather's been really good. I feel like it's been a good summer, and although we've COVID and a lot of uncertainty and stuff, I feel like I've been able to really enjoy the weather and get out a little bit. It's been mainly in our garden, and we've gone to we live quite near the beach and stuff like that, so we've been able to walk there. But it's just been nice, and I think normally this time of year I'd be super busy with my magic stuff.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really have time on the weekends to kind of just go out and enjoy the weather, really. So yeah, this is
mate, that's honestly, it might be my favourite item we've had on these shows. Only because I've not seen one for years, but me and my brother used to have them. You used to get two, didn't you? And then you ping it to the next person, they catch it, and then so on and so forth.
It's actually more, it's more difficult, isn't it? Than
it is very difficult.
Yeah, but it's yeah.
Right, I love it. Well, we'll put it out for the viewers of this. Anyone who knows what the name is of that said item. But you make a lovely point now about getting out and being able to get out, and you're not being busy with your magic. And it's similar to what I've said to all the guys, and what I've tried to do myself. We had to furlough some people, but it's the same principles. That never again, fingers crossed, will we have in our lifetime 5 months nearly where we have had the opportunity to, whether it be spend time with your family, or spend time with yourself, or just to get out there and just take a bit of downtime. Everyone's busy during the week, those people that are still working and stuff, but outside that, we've got a bit of downtime, and we've got some time to enjoy the outside, and the pace of life has been able to slow down slightly, which is lovely. And like I say, it's trying to make, like you said earlier about positivity and the word you associate with lockdown. It's very much that, isn't it? It's trying to say, well, okay, yeah, it's a terrible situation that we're currently in, but let's look at the positives, and these are all the things that we've been able to do during this period of time, and just, like I say, have a bit of downtime and a bit of time to almost recharge again for as things come out the other side.
100%. Yeah, and that kind of ties in a little bit to the third item.
Oh, look at that. Did a link without realising.
Which is, it's like we rehearsed it, wasn't it?
No, it is, mate. We didn't know.
So the third one, the colour's orange, and it's this notepad. And so this symbolises me. I feel like I've been super productive during lockdown. I feel like at the start of the year, I made a list of things I wanted to do, achievements, goals, and stuff like that. And I feel like I've cracked through most of them, which I'm really pleased about. And I've always I've always been really big on lists. It's something I do every day. First thing I come in, write a list, tick stuff off as I go. So yeah, this has been getting a lot of use, and I feel like I've been really productive doing loads of stuff. I mean, even silly things like I'm getting up earlier, just that extra 20 minutes, 15 minutes makes a lot of difference. Doing more exercise, even though we're doing it at home now. So yeah, productivity.
Mate, I love it. I absolutely love it. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. I love a list myself. And I think it's important, during working from home. I know you've been in the office predominantly, but working from home, it's important. Like I said to the guys, like, you've got to try and help yourself be as productive as you can be, can't you? And I think, we've always loved the list at Indigo Swan. So I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that, definitely.
Thanks to my fiance as well, Mia. She's been great. She's sort of been, she's actually been in the office as well because of the nature of what she does. So, but yeah, it's important to sort of help each other and because it's difficult. But I feel like we've got really close to our families as well. That's another really positive thing to come out of this.
100%.
We were doing so many like Zoom quizzes and stuff that I know you guys were doing as well. And it's great, you wouldn't normally spend or allocate that time to necessarily. So it's great.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Like you say, loads of positives to come out. So during lockdown, just a couple of quick questions. What is the kindest thing anybody has done for you during lockdown, would you say?
So I actually got a text message from someone, and so this was I believe the end of March time when I was looking for a new role. And things weren't going great. And I got a text message from someone, it was out of the blue, someone I hadn't spoken to for a little while. And just saying, look, I know things aren't great at the moment, but, if you ever need to chat, feel free to reach out. It was that kind of message. And just really, really appreciated that. I thought, it's really, really nice of them to go out of their way and say that, really.
Love it, mate. Love it. Do you want to mention who that was? Do you want to shout out to whoever that was?
Yeah, I will. It was someone called Rory, actually, who someone called Rory who I don't speak to that often, but really, really appreciated the message.
Lovely, mate. Good. And I think that's the thing. That's what counts, isn't it? Like you see, it's those people you don't speak to that often. And I think that's the big impact that it has, isn't it? And certainly for me, there was a few people that I was very conscious of reaching out to, and there's a few people that reached out to me. And again, they weren't necessarily, like you say, people that you speak to all the time. But they tend to be the ones that make the biggest difference because it's like, oh, that's lovely that somebody's just thought to reach out and make sure I'm all right for whatever reason it might be.
100%.
Which is great. That's awesome. That's great stuff, mate. Well, Tyler, thank you ever so much for joining us. I very much appreciate it. I wish you all the luck in the world at Liquid 11, and I hope that keeps going well. I'm excited to see everything you're doing with your magic come next year. Once we get back to a bit of normality, I'm sure you'll be very, very busy next year with all of that. So yeah, good luck with all of that. And thanks for following Indigo Swan with what we're doing. I'll be sure to keep in touch with you and how things going at Liquid 11. And I look forward to meeting up in real life when we can.
Definitely. No, thank you, James. Really appreciate you having me on today. And keep up the great work at Indigo Swan.